I'm not balling, no. I don't know why people think I'm balling.
First of all, I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Lagos. And now I live in a loft because like there was my room, your room, our room, and now it's like just our room.
Taxes.
So first of all, I would say it's not quite, it's a lot more expensive than I was used to. First of all, like the first time I tried getting an apartment and they're calling rents for me, in my mind I was like, Omo, she is like 1 year rent I'm paying back home, I'm paying every month. I had to get used to the fact that we pay things like deposits when you're trying to move into our apartment. But one thing it's helped me is that I've generally learned to like budget, right? So like plan, budget, and I don't always buy stuff in bulk because whenever I go to like a grocery store, it's always there. So it's not like I have to think, oh, you know what, I have to buy like tomatoes of like 5K or 10K and keep somewhere. Like there's always going to be tomatoes and the price per kg doesn't really change as much. So you just don't have to think about that. But cost of living is a lot more expensive. So I've generally just learned to budget.
I think the major adjustments I had to make compared to like my life in Lagos is, first of all, I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Lagos. And now I live in a loft. So the space is an issue. I'm not having like my own room because like there was my room, your room, our room, and now it's like just our room. That's one adjustment. And then the second biggest thing is like I can't call my cleaning lady every week like I used to do in Lagos. Because the money can enjoy you, and I can't order food as much as I used to order in Lagos. So I was saying the other day that like I feel like my life has just become a cycle of cooking, cleaning, and laundry compared to my life in Lagos. But it's not the worst thing. It's actually convenient. Like cleaning your house is not the worst thing. You don't have to like be spending out to be sweeping with the broom. There's like all these very cool mops that make your life easy. And even with cooking, getting your groceries is not very difficult. Anything you want to buy, you can almost easily access. Your apartments are not hot and you're not sweating in the kitchen. Like, it's not like, would I rather not do it? Yes, but it's not the worst thing to do. And then with laundry, you're not like hand washing clothes, there's washing machine and dryer, and there's a bit of convenience even in the doing the work that you have to do, yeah.
Oh boy. That's strong because I mean I'm still a little bit new here, so I'm constantly adapting. I'm constantly trying to figure out what budget works for me. But as much as possible, I'm just like, I can't come and kill myself. So why not doing more than myself? I am pushing the limit of what I'm doing, but I just make sure that I'm as comfortable as possible because I'm not at home, I'm not in Lagos, I'm not in in where I'm from specifically. I'm like in a new space, and I, as much as possible, want to make experiences while playing it. Not to save, but like not putting myself in trouble. Finances, for example, I had to like furnish my place here. I had to like make some very critical, like, payments, all the things that are required when you move to a new country. And the wisest thing was like just making plans to make sure that I can do this without stretching myself thin. And at the same time, not making myself suffer. So I've had to like pay very, very close attention to my finances. And at the same time, just try to live so that each month is a new experience and not necessarily just surviving.
Good question. It's quite expensive living in the Netherlands compared to Nigeria. I was working remotely in Nigeria, so you can imagine saving a lot and also living with my parents, which is not weird, but yeah, it is not weird. But moving to the Netherlands, it's quite expensive. The rent here is really, really expensive, and also generally just things you could easily afford, and also you pay a lot of taxes here compared to Nigeria. So yeah, well, we're going through it.
Taxes. Well, I think when I came here, one of the things I was advised not to do was to convert from euros to naira. But I remember when I wanted to barb my hair, and they said it was 20 euros, and I was trying not to convert, but I eventually did. And yeah, that day was quite an interesting day mentally. But here, I would say it's expensive, maybe not as expensive compared to other countries, but it's expensive, and also you're taxed upon many things. Some things you think, okay, this should come in full amount is also taxed. So I think for me, the impact has just been accepting it for what it is, because when I came here, I didn't come here to make more money. I knew if I wanted more money, I could stay in Nigeria and work remotely for one top company. But coming here for me was to have more opportunities to travel around, a work-life balance, also learn from a new culture, a new environment. So coming here and seeing the situation of the cost of living, especially compared to Nigeria where things could be somewhat cheaper, for me was just accepting it for what it is. Also looking for more ways or more opportunities to make more money to, help me stay more comfortable and take care of my expenses. So yeah, I won't say I'm the very best person in budgeting for stuff, planning my money accurately. But I think when you just see the way things are around and the way things can be expensive and areas where things could be cheaper than some other places, yeah, it just helps you make better choices. And that's how it has been for me staying here over a year.
I would say it's impacted it positively. I'm not sure if it's positive or not, because its cost of living is really high, mostly rents. I think, I think it's about something percent of my salary goes to rent, which is, it's not something I'm happy about, but there's just no other way. And it has also made me frugal in some aspects. I've grown this saving culture that I didn't have in Nigeria, because I know that I need to save up for tough times in case they arise.
I think that I'm still settling in and I'm still figuring it out. I wouldn't say my lifestyle has changed a lot, in the sense that I think if I want something, I can still buy the things that I want to have. I don't have a car, so maybe that's how it has impacted my lifestyle, because I can't buy a car. But I think aside that, my standard of living is, I would say, even better, because I have access to some more things that were not even available in Nigeria, were very expensive. And I get food at work, so I think that definitely takes a big chunk of the money I would ideally spend. And even transporting to work, I have a business card, so I don't always have to pay for transportation every single day. So I would say that for me, it's okay, because it's just me. So I think I'm managing just fine.
Now I'm thinking about it. I wouldn't say I'm bad with money, but I like to buy things, especially gadgets and other things a lot. Get a new phone, but because of the way things are expensive here, especially here where the VAT is a little high. So when you're ordering on Amazon, you have to think it twice. Do I really want this? You think if you need it more. So yeah, that is a lot of mind adjust. You think about it before you get something. Do I really need this? Before you go ahead and buy it. Compared to when I was in Nigeria, I could just order anything I want and just fuck it. Even if I don't need it. Oh yeah, for rent, the rent is actually pretty high, to be honest. But I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and paying close to 1,700 monthly, including other utilities like electricity and heat and stuff. So I guess you have to factor that. And houses in Amsterdam are really expensive. So in fact, getting it in the first place is a big success for you. So I don't think you will mind paying that amount once you have a place to stay, because the idea of looking for a place in itself, it's an entire headache.
Oh my gosh, it's so expensive here. I'm not even going to lie. It's so expensive. Okay, I'll give an example. When I lived in Rwanda, I never used to pay up to 50% of what I pay now for rent. So my living expenses have literally gone over 400%. I'm not even joking. But I understand that different places have different standards of living, different income level and all that stuff. So that's fine. But yeah, it's actually quite pricey in the Netherlands. Yeah.